Gilbert Arenas, one of the most entertaining basketball debate podcasts out there, debates what's better, a hooper or a scorer. Let's dive into that.
Let's just stop.
Okay, so Jalen Brown doesn't lead his team in scoring. What are you gonna say?
It doesn't make
Because he
sense.
should, right? He's the best player.
He doesn't have to. We just have to
best
win.
player doesn't have to
We just
lead
have to
the
win. We just have to win. The best player wins on
Facts.
a team.
He does win.
Plays both sides of the ball.
He plays both sides. Yeah, actually, Jalen. Actually, he's a hooper.
He's a hooper.
Actually, like Stack Jack said, yeah, he's a hooper. He plays both ends.
I don't even know what the fuck that means.
That means you play both ends. You play defense
Oh,
and
that's what a
offense.
hooper means
Yeah,
now?
That's
You know what's funny is the term hooper changes so much. But I remember Last Chance U, they were talking about a basketball player versus a hooper. Like a hooper, they were talking about it like a hooper gets you a bucket. A basketball player is like fundamental or whatever. Now these guys, Brandon Knight has a different Brandon Jennings, Brandon Knight has a different. That's disrespectful, bro. I'm sorry. I don't know who that is, but has a different definition here.
For the hooper.
Yeah, a scorer is just a person that scores.
You never talk about defense.
It was a
I
basketball
always
player.
talk about
That's Brandon Knight though.
No, the two names was basketball player and
And
hooper.
hooper. That has nothing to do with
Hooper was
defense.
niggas who didn't know how to play basketball. They
out
go
there.
to the park and they just know how to score. That was the hooper.
Yeah,
for
word.
the last two.
And then them ignorant motherfuckers would be like, "Oh, I'm a hooper. I'm not even a basketball player, bro. I'm a hooper." Yeah, for sure, bro. Be a hooper at the park, bro.
3 years. It was
they gave you the
basketball
wrong
players.
definition.
Wait, when did we start
They gave y'all
taking
niggas
in
wrong
defense?
Huh?
Defense has always been included in basketball player versus hooper?
It was Are you a basketball player or are you just a hooper? Are you just a guy? Or you just do you know how to hoop? Do you know?
All right, this is semantic. They're talking. I want to get into like what they, the actual debate about who's better for the team.
I hoop. I do it all. I don't just do
what
one
he
dimension.
talking
I'm
about.
not a one-dimensional
Wait,
nigga.
so what-
So I don't know.
This is pedantic. They're arguing about definitions right now. I mean, I hear you though, but for me, obviously, what they're talking about is that a hooper is a. They're gonna get into, Rashad McCants is saying a hooper does it all. This side of the table is saying the hooper does it all, and Gil is saying that a hooper's a trash ass bum who is undisciplined and basically just can twerk and put the ball in the basket a little bit. But it doesn't matter. I want to get into like who is actually better for the team and start talking about that.
Basically what he said, a nigga who just put the ball in is useless.
Yeah,
Basically what he said, if you want to score, you
They didn't
useless.
label a hooper as a scorer. The hooper was the nigga who just didn't know how to play basketball.
So who is the nigga to do both? What do you call him?
Basketball player.
No, that's
Word. That's the way. That's also. Look, I mean, I say this. Hooper is anybody that plays basketball. To me, if anybody is invested in the culture and they be ball, like I'm a hooper. I'm not good. I play pickup at Fitness Connection with like 4-on-4 on a tiny ass court because I suck, right? But I'm still a hooper. Like I be balling, I be shooting, I be putting on my I be working on my game and shit. So I'm a hooper for that. You get what I'm saying? To me, that's what hooper means. And a basketball player is somebody who probably does it more professionally. I would consider myself a basketball player as well, even though, but Anyway, we're talking about words and the meaning of words. We're not talking about anything substantive. I want to get into that.
That's called the basketball player. Niggas who knew how to play basketball, right? So and one dudes were called hoopers. The and one.
What?
The person that plays defense and doesn't really score that much.
A defender.
But are they?
But they're not a hooper too.
Wait, say it again?
They're not a hooper too.
Wait.
If they just play
They play
defense,
really
but they
good
don't.
defense.
Oh, they're a
but they don't
defender.
score
They're a
that much.
defender.
But are
They're
they
a
not a
defender.
hooper then?
They're a defender.
Why are they not a hooper? Why can't
Because they can't
They
score.
don't do it equal. They don't do it equally.
Yeah, facts. All right, well, I can lock up, so that makes me a defender. I'll be a defender, bro. But I'm learning how to shoot now, so I'm starting to get my range up and shit. But force multiplier, though, like, because here's the thing. You can get it done on the offensive end without being a scorer. You know what I'm saying? So for me, like, in a pickup setting, I'm actually a very good basketball player, okay? Like, I think that I do a great job on defense, both on and off the ball, especially on the ball, in the post and on the perimeter, okay? I'm a defender in that regard. On the offensive end, I can space the floor, set screens, find people open, create, bring a second defender towards me and find somebody open. I'm not putting the ball in the bucket. There are plenty of games where I score 0 points, plenty of games where I score 2 points, 4 points, maybe 6, maybe 3, right? In a game to 15. I'm not the guy scoring all the buckets, but I can play offense. You see what I'm saying? I can space the floor. I can, even if I'm not touching the ball in a possession, because I can shoot, people will guard me. So I do believe that putting the ball in the bucket is not necessarily the end-all be-all to offense. Okay? So I think you can be the way they're defining it is you got to be able to score on offense to be a hooper. I mean, again, we're talking about definitions here. It doesn't matter.
They do score.
They don't do it equally.
At a super high level.
Do it equally.
He can't come down and.
He averaged 20 a game, and he played against the hardest offensive player out there. When he's out there, he started the best niggas.
Yeah.
And he was putting buckets.
And he said he won.
And he won a championship.
He won?
Would you rather have a hooper on a below average team, or would you rather have the scorer who like plays no defense but he has like really good defense?
They didn't
Like,
change
what
On a
player-
hooper period.
They didn't
On a
change the
hooper
terminology.
period because he's playing defense.
But what if he gets scored on?
That's what happens in basketball. You
That's
get
what I'm
scored
saying.
on.
So, like-
That's why it's 5 of us. And if we all do the same thing,
I lost her. I'm not gonna lie, because she just said, would you rather have the scorer but he has good defense? I think she was talking about his teammates. You just mentioned basically Con Knuppel, right? And Con Knuppel's not bad though on the defensive end. I don't think I haven't seen enough of his defense. But would you rather have that guy? She's asking, would you rather have that guy who can get it done? Jordan Poole, basically, right? Jordan Poole on the Warriors. He's a force multiplier in the way that he scores the basketball, and you got to cover up for him on defense. But he's so electric as a guy coming off the bench for that guy at that level that he actually does a lot as a sixth man, as that kind of guy, or in a lineup where you already have Steph and Clay. Now it's like impossible to guard him because you can only guard him with one player, and you need to be helping off of him constantly to help the other guys, and so he's going to give you mad buckets in that context. So it depends. You'd rather be the worst player on a good team always, okay? Like, bless me. In any circumstance, you would rather be the third or fourth best player on a better team than be the number one guy on a shitty team. Let me tell you that. I promise you, okay? I promise you that.
playing defense.
I've been around this shit long enough, bro. You don't want to be the number one guy on some bum-ass team being like, because then you look like a bum. The thing is, even if you're the number one guy and you're nice, now you have to carry everybody and you just look worse than you are.
What if he gets scored on?
That's what happens in basketball.
That's
You
what
get
I'm saying.
scored on.
So, like-
That's why it's 5 of us. And if we all do the same thing, we can switch and do all we need to do to stop whoever's scoring.
So what was Ray Allen?
You tell me.
Ray Allen was a superstar, though. Like, he could have been dead, like, maybe not superstar. He was a fringe superstar before when he got old. When he was on the Sonics, though, he was dunking on people. He was playing D. He was locking up. He was a great player. That Ray Allen shit, like, because the thing is, he did win most of his championships and everything, had the greater success of his career at the end when he was more old and a shooter. But Ray Allen was a fringe superstar player at his peak.
And so he's not. So he doesn't.
I mean,
no, he has to fall under.
He was definitely a star. He was in that star category for sure.
I don't know. It's y'all.
Before the Celtics, when the Celtics became the big three, like, come on, man. Ray Allen was all that, bro. He was one of the best players in the league.
Is it a Uber or shoes?
Top 10 to 15 at least.
What was Derrick Rose?
What, Derrick Rose? What? Derrick Rose what?
I don't know. It's y'all.
Is it a Uber or shoes? What was Derrick Rose?
Score.
Y'all want me to answer these?
I don't know what he's trying to say.
Derrick Rose.
These are-
I mean,
these are-
he played on a good defensive team.
These are very simple.
Now, Gilbert Arenas was a scorer, okay? He was a dog. I mean, I'm from the Northern Virginia, the D.C. area. Like, Gilbert Arenas was a scorer, so put that into perspective. I mean, he also was a good basketball player all around, for sure, also. But his role offensively was not to facilitate the offense; it was to put the ball in the bucket, okay? And I'm not saying anything about his. I don't talk about defense. When I talk about offense, I talk about offense. When I talk about scorers, that means that you're a scorer on offense. You can be a scorer and still be a good defender, to me, right? That's just a play style thing. Darren Peterson's scorer, right? LaMelo Ball, force multiplier on offense, scores and facilitates, does everything. He's a pure offensive player, right? Very good offensive player all around. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, for guards, this is what we're talking about. So, a guy who is more of just a Rajon Rondo, right? Pure force multiplier, pure read the floor, make plays for my team player. He's not a scorer. He was not a scorer. But he was a great offensive player nonetheless, and he was a great defensive player as well.
He played on a good defensive team.
Derrick Rose was good on both ends. Derrick Rose was a score-first guard
Like,
for a point guard.
he played on a great defensive
He was a scoring point guard. He was not Rajon Rondo, right?
You said it's a team thing. Is it team or individual? How are we doing this now? That's why I said you have to put context in it. We don't
That's
know
what
what
I'm
he's
saying.
we don't know what he's
His
talking
opinion
about.
is
We don't
his
know nothing.
opinion.
We just we get a minute clip. We don't know what he's responding to. We don't know who's